I'm calling these God's creations. And the two things I want to share with you this morning is this orange blooming vine. It's a Thunbergia. Its common name is black-eyed Susan vine. When I first got my plant, I bought it in a pot, but I soon realized before the season was over that it will reseed. And I had it growing in this little bed to our left. And the next year I had all these plants in pots at that point in time, and it began to cover them. So I realized that something had to go with the seeds. So I began pulling out and giving away seeds. This year I had planted all the tropicals in the ground, and so I controlled this Thunbergia with pulling all those extra ones up and giving them away. This plant, though I only have the orange, this plant also is in white, yellow, and red. It hails from West Africa, and this is a wire post. It's a post that I put wire around so that it will have somewhere to climb. But even with that, as I pan a little, you can see that it is still very vigorous here in mid-October. And once frost comes, it will kill this plant back, and some of those that are protected under some of the foliage will still survive, but basically they will come back from seeds next year. The other plant that I want to share with you this morning is one that is from Barbados. It's called the Pride of Barbados. And as I scan up and up and up, this plant last year died from the frost, and I really thought I had lost it completely. But once it turned spring, it began to grow again. As you can see, this is somewhere in the neighborhood of 12 to 15 foot tall. It is in the Poinsettia family. It's also in the classification of the pea family as well, because seed pods are just beginning and they're little like peas. I also have one of these poinsettias that is from Mexico and Middle America, and it is called the Mexican bird of paradise. The flowers are very similar, and except in their coloration, there's a little bit difference in the coloration of the flowers. And there is a difference in the leaf formation of the flowers as well, because you see the Pride of Barbados is a very broad leaf span, where the bird of paradise is a very simple, very small cluster of leaves, very similar to this, but also different. And so the difference also is that this one blooms here in October. The bird of paradise blooms in early spring with very similar flowers on both of them. As we look at these two plants with their difference in bloom and color combinations, isn't it amazing how much of God's creation is so varied? Varied in color combinations, varied in leaf, varied in all the other areas of their existence. Both of these plants are very attractive to pollinators. I normally have dozens and dozens of sulfur butterflies out here, and probably when it warms up this morning, they will be here as well. And so we have a lot of beehives in the area, and I have honeybees, as all the other pollinators are there. You know, there's a verse in the Bible that says that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. As we see all these various colors in the flowers, we see also that God has made various colors in the human race as well. There was a little song that I used to sing as a child. We sang it a number of years in Sunday school. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in His sight. So God's palette, whether it is in the plant kingdom or whether it is in the human kingdom, is quite varied. And we are very blessed that He gives us all these things each and every day. Have a good day.